Okay, okay. Let's see. Check. Okay. Let's see. I have a new microphone right here. But I kind of feel like I still have the original, but you know. But we are live to talk about the season 1 finale. Right here. But okay. Not the best mic, but I don't know, I may switch back at some point. But yeah, welcome back to another live stream for today. Talk about the season finale of Ahsoka for season 1. Kind of came across some information of possible season 2 already being greenlit, already being worked on. But that's just through one thing that I'm taking a huge grain of salt with for now. Just because gotta let Disney, gotta let Lucasfilm be the ones to actually say whether or not this is true or not. So yeah, that's here or there. But we are here to talk about the season 1 finale, episode 8. What episode it was? Hope definitely. First and foremost, don't want to be rude. Hope you all doing well. Hope your week has gone well. Hope you all were able to take time out to watch the season finale. If you're here after the stream and you haven't watched the episode yet, go watch it. If you're looking to watch it during the weekend, cool, great. This will be here. Hey, what's going on, girl? What's going on? Definitely true. That title was great. I caught on to it like many others when it's pertaining to the parallel to Narnia, so that was cool. But again, we are. Is the microphone okay? Because like I said, this is new. I'm trying something new. Because the usual one that I use, it still sounds better. I kind of feel like it sounds better, but let me know. But yeah, I'm trying something new. But yeah. Yeah, definitely hope you all had a good week, great week, okay week. Okay, good. Thank you. And we now officially have technically I know I have plenty of Star Wars content to talk about here on the channel. To even talk about with friends, with you, Delamont, definitely. But as of currently right now, there's nothing to really to watch new and fresh as far as Star Wars content is concerned, just because Rider Strike kind of halted a lot of stuff, and now that a lot of it has finally calmed down and sides have come to an agreement, now we will prepare for roughly next year and the year after for this brand new content, because I was really looking forward to the Acolyte. I was sort of kind of looking forward to Skeleton Crew. Those are the two things that I know for sure that was supposed to drop over the course of these next few months. But yeah, I know for sure that Acolyte got pushed to next year. I want to say spring, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I want to say spring, or summer, one of the two. I'll just say between spring and fall of 2024. But yeah, we have still that to look forward to, and like I said, sort of looking forward to Skeleton Crew as well. But mainly like the Acolyte was the only one I was really looking forward to at the time. So we have that to look forward to. We have the next video game, Star Wars video game, to come out. Gonna look to get that. I'm gonna be looking to stream Fallen Order here on the channel. I definitely want to get back to that. I know I did a couple of streams a few months back. I was trying to get back into the feel groove of it, because I did play a lot of it on my PS4, but on my PS5 I had to start all over. So hopeful that I can get back into that and hopefully dive into Survivor at some point once I officially finalize Fallen Order. So all of that stuff will be coming, but we will for sure be having live streams to talk about the Thrawn books, all of them, every last one of them, every last one. We're doing them all because that's what I want to do, and I believe that many of you would love to read with me, discuss with me about those amazing books. Those streams are going to be coming over the course of the next few months from now. But with that, enough of my talking as far as the off-topic stuff. Let's dive into this episode. Let's closer. Let's do it. I'm coming off a camera here. I'm gonna show Annie again, the homie, even though he don't know me. Hayden did such a great job as Anakin through and through. But I know, as always, I captured so many images for each scene. I'm gonna try to just talk about several things. I'm not gonna really try to touch on every scene. Just some stuff that stood out to me for the episode. Because there's always these streams, as I always say, these streams are only harpaging on who's here with me, because otherwise I will just run through this in like 20 minutes and be done. But the beginning, we got Thrawn, Night Sisters, Morgan, Enoch. Basically, Thrawn tells Enoch to send out 2 TIE fighters. And there's a lot of fans who talked down of the fact that Thrawn did that. He made that decision to do that. Sabine, what is going on? How are you? Welcome back. Hello, friend. Hello. It's going to be season 2. Just depends when it's going to come out. This season was great. I'm curious how they will eventually get to the original galaxy. Yes, everybody's curious, right? Hope you're doing well, Sabine. Definitely hope you're doing well. What was I trying to say? Oh, LA, hope you're doing well. Definitely hope you're doing well. I apologize for, how are you all? Please tell me, how are you all while we're discussing this? But yeah, there's a lot of fans that are disgruntled at the fact they don't understand why Thrawn sent 2 TIE fighters out to go after Ahsoka. I don't know. Absolutely love when the 2 TIE fighters drop behind Thrawn. Yeah, especially specifically when this is about to occur. So what we're going to talk about here is Morgan. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow. It's going to talk about Morgan's character. Just some stuff that I kind of was not a fan of. More so how they wrote her character in this show. Glad that you're happy, because I'm happy that you're happy. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. Because when you're sad, I don't want to be sad, right? But Morgan here, she gets the Night Sister power. She gets it. I understand. Yeah, same here. Life's been kicking my butt the past several months, but I'm gonna keep pushing, and hope that my Grand Admiral will help me get through. Our Grand Admiral, excuse me, help us get through. But I did like this part. I really did enjoy this part where the Night Sisters basically, initiated Morgan into the family officially. And I love that Thrawn was standing back. He was standing back watching it all. He just took it in, right? He really just took this in. Didn't say a word while this was occurring. But I love this moment here when they came to give Morgan the Night Sister powers, right? Um, I'll say I enjoyed it. I didn't love it though. I did a video. Excuse me. I did a video on it. I want to say for yesterday. Just because I kind of felt like it should have been more. It should have been uh, more of a spectacular way of using it. But the way that they set it up, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just that I kind of felt like she could have used it, say, because they talk about in my video where I was saying, say, like Ahsoka or Ezra was in trouble and she was able to fully trust the Force that way. This one was just more so she was about to get choked out, die, and she just, used the Force to save herself. So that was my only small little, at least one of them, where I was just like, I thought it was okay. I just wish that they would have used, that she would have got to use the Force in a more major way. Let's see. So yeah, Ellie, you said, I got the sense Morgan Ellis was as sort of a lost child this episode, desperate for approval. Yeah, for sure. From Thrawn and Great Mothers, which makes sense because she was orphaned and lost and everything. Yeah, pretty much. Surprising given her first appearance as very evil, cold magistrate. Yeah, correct. And we also got the Mother Talzin's sword here. So it's not like I'm sitting here saying that this isn't a good thing or isn't a great thing. She got the sword, she got the upgrade in powers, she's a Night Sister now. She gets all of this stuff. But she, to me, I felt like they could have done more with her character in these episodes. Because she did play a pivotal role in even getting to Peridia, getting to this new galaxy. That's why I'm saying, like, Morgan deserved, to me, much better than what we got from her character. She got the sword, yeah. So this sword is deserving to her. The Night Sister powers is deserving to her. And I kind of felt like that she was going to end up fighting in this finale anyway, because she really didn't do much. Sabine said, like how Ezra used the Force when he saves Edmund. Yeah, definitely. We get another look at Thrawn, and this was actually when the 2 TIE fighters came down and flew by him to go outside. And then we got the title. We get the title, which is the Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. Again, a play on Narnia. I gotta rewatch Narnia. Actually enjoyed Narnia, the movies. I really did. But if I remember correctly, I think, don't quote me, but I think they are working on a reboot. I think. But then we get Ezra working on his new lightsaber, which is just hilarious because it's just like him and Huyang had such a funny interaction here. It was just hilarious. It was just hilarious that they had funny conversations while, of course, Sabine was here even before she even arrived. Actually skipped something. I wanted to show off this part where I like how when Ezra opened, like, there's just all this stuff around the room, right? Like, there's just, and Huyang saying, like, all this stuff in, this stuff is in order. And Ezra's like, I think he said on the lines like a messy order or something like that. And Huyang said something on the lines of, I forgot what he said. It was just hilarious. But he was just like really upset that this, that Ezra was like messing with his stuff. But she does bring up Kanan here in the conversation, and that's when they find out. They both find out, because they didn't know that Huyang was also a teacher for Kanan, which is the facial expression here that she gave, which was hilarious. Yeah, I have a system. Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. He said it. He said, I have a system. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. I love the conversation, but also too, I love that Huyang was saying that we that there's a specific way that you go about using the Force, and when he says that to both of them, Sabine looks down at the crowd and, kind of feeling, I want to say feeling ashamed, disappointed in herself, all of that. And then we get the lightsaber activation. I was curious about the color too, but I don't mind him having a blue blade, just because it would be weird to have, Sabine having a green blade and him having a green one as well. So I was like, cool, he's on his Luke energy before he became, Return of the Jedi Luke, And when he turned around to ask Sabine a question, she ended up leaving. She was just like dipping out and leaving. So I just love this scene here, this spot with these three. And then we have the conversation with Ahsoka and Sabine outside. I love how Ahsoka slid down the side of the ship. I enjoyed that moment. But they had the talk about, they had the heart-to-heart. They needed to have the heart-to-heart about Sabine giving up the map. Ahsoka saying your gamble worked, even though the decision shouldn't have been wasn't the best choice. I do like that. Hold on, I'm sorry. It just popped in my head. I was supposed to change the music. That's my fault. I think this is it. Also, too, I did grab a few spots. I did record a few spots that I'm going to talk about too in the stream. Those will be coming up soon. Most notably, Thrawn, for sure. There's something I want to talk about with him, with our Grand Admiral, right? But this conversation they needed to have, and they needed to really just talk about how Sabine made this choice. It was a gamble. It worked. Ahsoka, she tells Ahsoka she's sorry. Ahsoka says she I know. And this is more so definitely Ahsoka the white response versus Ahsoka the gray response, because I personally feel like if Ahsoka was Ahsoka of old, 48 hours, a week ago, there wouldn't be this, it's okay, I know that you're sorry, we're here now, we're gonna get through this together. Had this been Ahsoka from a week ago, I feel like this conversation would have been really just like Ahsoka having disappointment towards Sabine, them coming at odds with each other, and ultimately them like basically walking away from the table. But like I said, because Ahsoka because she's Ahsoka the White now, I feel like it plays into to her character now, and she just like tells Sabine, you gotta, being a Jedi is not just about wielding the lightsaber itself. I feel like some fans were misinterpreting this because Sabine was basically saying like it helps to have the weapon, but at the same time, it's the Sabine's mindset is basically the lightsaber makes the Jedi, instead of saying the Jedi makes the lightsaber. The Jedi is the one that uses the Force and trusts the Force to actually wield the lightsaber and use it in the correct way. So this is why Ahsoka's telling her, you need to train your mind and learn to trust in the Force. Like you said, I saw an interesting discussion of Mandalorian values versus Jedi, where kinship, family loyalty is held above all other values. So people call it being selfish, but it's very in line with their culture. Yeah. Versus Jedi, who are trained early on to give up attachment. Yes. Yes. And the Jedi definitely are like more so of like a loner, you know what I mean, type of type of a religion where like you're saying, like they give up family, they give up attachments, this, that, and the third, uh, because they feel like that's a weakness, and technically it's really not. It's really the strength of a person. Um, so yeah, and then we have Ezra popping out with his lightsaber, like it's we're ready, blah blah blah. Then that's when the TIE fighters come into play, and they hit the back of the ship. Also, like the moment here when we get the cockpit here for one of the TIE fighters. This was cool. Always loved the inside of to see them. Like I said, the back of the ship gets hit. I think I want to say if I remember correctly, Hugh said they lost their thrusters or something like that, if I remember correctly. But then we also too we get we see the Nazi here with them, but we also get Ezra and Ahsoka jumping down. I did like that part. I did enjoy that moment. Now somebody mentioned, I guess I saw it, but I didn't really take too much of a like, oh my gosh, like why did that happen? I saw somebody mention that, like, oh, Sabine bumped into Huang during this moment. Like I said, I saw it. Some people were making a kind of a big deal about it. It's just like, oh, well, I mean, she was kind of rushing into the cockpit to sit down. It's not that big of a deal, right? But then we get Sabine and Ahsoka using the Force to hold up the ship here, which did indeed almost hit a Nazi. I don't know why I didn't grab the image. I thought I did, but I did. But this was cool. I enjoyed this part. And Sabine uses sets everything up to be able to fix the ship and fly off. And we get something, I was a little shocked that she did this because I felt like that could have, that definitely could have damaged the ship more. I mean, she literally just like rammed the ship uh, into the TIE fighters here. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, Sabine, all right, well, I guess we'll take it. I was thinking she was gonna just like start shooting or have you angry or something like that, but that didn't happen. And then that's when they fly over and crash land. Um, and once I found out that they're okay, that's when they're just like, we got to move on. We got to get up, basically get the howlers and let's go. That's when we get Thrawn getting the update from Enoch, and he's just saying like, well, these losses are acceptable. We're gonna move forward with more of our plans. Show me where they're at and prepare for the next phase of what we're getting ready to do. Um, I do love these moments where Thrawn's just staring and he's looking out and starting to really come up with ideas in his head. I really just love these moments here. And like I said, that's when they get on the howlers. They head out, and Huang basically says, "May the force be with you." Again, this is more. So I feel like in this moment, he is like the show is basically telling us, yes, like may the force be with all three. But I feel like this is hinting at the force towards Sabine, because like I've always said, eventually after thinking that it wasn't going to happen, eventually just like, okay, I get it now. Sabine was going to end up using the force. Very, very short. And then we get the volunteer moment, because this was a rumor that I came across that I didn't believe, didn't take face value, should I say. But we get the volunteers, we see them here preparing to go out to basically die for the Empire cause, to basically then be brought back to life. Um, so that was cool, and I love the fact of that, like I've been talking about with my Thrawn group, or groups, should I say, both of them, where I felt like we were going to see the Chimera. It getting ready to. You can see it here. It's prepping to be attached to this so that it can prepare to hit hyperspace. This was just really. I just love this moment right when we saw this part. I was getting excited. I was like, yes, we can already see it soon. And we see the Nazi helping Huang, and he basically told Ahsoka, don't wait up for me. I thought that was funny, but then also too, the one Nazi, it electrocuted itself a little bit with the wires here. I thought that was funny. I thought that was cute. And then we get this moment here, when they're going towards. I definitely want to talk about this because a lot of fans, well, it's not a lot, but there's a few fans that were just like, oh, Sabine's using the Force right here. I'm a firm believer that didn't happen yet. It didn't happen in this moment, because they're getting fired upon from, rain of fire from up above. Thrawn made the command, and I honestly, like Ahsoka asked both Ezra and Sabine to help out with using the Force to open up the door, front door, basically. I honestly believe that this moment here, Sabine wasn't using the Force at all. She was attempting to, but it just wasn't time yet. That's what I'm trying to say. It just wasn't time yet. Now, if the show is saying that this is the moment that I've been talking about, even in the video from yesterday, where sorry, I'm clearing my emails real quick. If this is the that moment where Sabine does indeed use the Force, this is like a traumatic moment where she's kind of like forced to do it. I mean, because technically she was forced to do it against that Death Trooper. Then okay, I'll accept it. But like I said, I honestly feel like this moment here just wasn't it. Wasn't the moment. But either way, we get them. We get these 2 out of 3 people opening the door, getting through it. But I love. I'm gonna turn the music off real quick because I love. I love Thrawn's anger. This is what I called it, like frustration, anger. That's not it. This is it. There we go. It was. It really, really was. But I love this moment here. Once I get through the door, look at this. Just look at it. It's funny, right? Like our Grand Admiral, he was seething, and he had to catch himself. You know, his head was down a little bit, shoulders down. He had to relax his mind. So then, because we all realize that the brain controls the body. So he had to relax his mind, find that inner peace that he usually has, control that he usually has, to then, tell the Night Sisters to prepare for the next step. And he walks off. So I just love, like I said, I just love his response. This was funny and just great. Ours did such a great job here. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he was so upset, and I felt like he really wanted to kind of yell a little bit, growl maybe, something that Maul does. Maul growls in anger and frustration a lot, and sometimes yells. But Thrawn's a totally different thing. And also too, if you didn't realize, nobody realized that Thrawn and I did a video on it too. Thrawn and Maul never met in Star Wars Rebels. They never met, which I found to be an interesting thing. Yeah, yes, it did. It did. His face did. It did twitch. It did. It really did. Had me cracking up. I was cracking up. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Before I do that, let me bring the music back up. Something's missing. Like, I got my monitor over here. I don't know what the. Oh. Oh. There we go. At least maybe that was on my end. What did you say? Important to remember, Thrawn does have feelings. He just keeps them under tight control. Correct. We see him having a lot of emotions in this episode for him because I think he's just so desperate to escape. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what he wants. That's what he wants to achieve. He wants to get off Peridea, out of this galaxy, and to his second home, basically. That's what he wants. And then we get the oh shoot, here we go. This way. There we go. So finally said this to me. About the group chat. Let them know, see if they want to pop in and chat with us. Then we get the fight scene with the troopers. Something I recorded for Ezra's spot. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. Some fans talk down about this, about Ahsoka, more so like Rosario. They've kind of felt like her style of fighting fighting off the uh, excuse me, 1 second. But some fans didn't like how Rosario was swinging her, swinging the lightsaber around. I don't know, maybe they just, I don't know. But this spot here with them here, they're trapped here, they're doing their thing, and then of course Ahsoka, she notices instantly though, which was cool to me. She notices Sabine struggling with the lightsaber a little bit. She tells her to just switch off uh, to using her blasters, which I felt like was a good idea. Um, I felt like it was definitely prevalent just because, and I love this spot here with Ezra where he slides like this. I'm about to cut the music again because I didn't even. Oh, that's my fault. No, sorry. I thought the music was already up. I thought it was playing it already, but it wasn't. Let me pull up the video. I liked Ezra's spot here with him basically doing his thing. Right? Where did you go? Still not it? Oh, here we go. So I love this moment here with he slides and then he just goes with it. Boom. He drops them two, drops some two more, flips that guy, uses the force. Not once. He slides here. I love that part. And then this part here. This moment here when he grabs, he after he does this move, he brings them forward and Ahsoka just drops them. And I love Ahsoka. I really love Ahsoka's stance here. I love this. I love that this moment here with Ezra when he decides to. Again, I enjoy this little slide here when he blocks the blaster bolt, the fire here. He just does his thing, does the force push and everything. To me, this was Ezra that we know, um, and like I said, I just really just love this spot here where Ahsoka, um, in her stance, I just love this part. Um, now I'll pull up the music. I don't know why I wasn't playing. Maybe I just didn't hit play, or maybe it was playing. Probably was. And then it just went off. Okay. All day. Very true indeed. Right. That was just dope. Uh, and then that's when, after all of that, that's when we get the Nices using their magic to raise the dead in that instance. Now, something interesting that somebody brought up, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, is talking about the Death Troopers that I saw online. But we mainly see the green magic coming down. Ahsoka and crew they're not paying attention because they're trying to figure out how to move forward. But everything happens. Like as fast as they dropped the last trooper, yo, the homie, the legend, my homie, Will, what's going on? My homie Will, what's going on? Legend, what's going on? Greatness, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Um, but yeah, we see the green mist and everything. We see all of this, and hope you're doing well, brother. And we see that they are basically coming alive. We see a couple of the troopers with green eyes. I want to say 3 of them. We get to see in the helmets. One sat up. Ahsoka does turn around and she notices it. Here's another Ahsoka folding her arms. Don't spaz out. She's allowed to fold her arms. It's okay. She's just being Ahsoka. It's all right. Another one here had sat up. Another trooper with green eyes. And they're trying to, they're basically coming back to life. Sabine gets a shot off on one of them, which was cool. I enjoyed that moment. And then we see, which I kind of find interesting, because it's like they're dead, right? But I look at it like muscle memory. Like the troopers are dead. They get, they get zombified, basically. They get brought back to life, and it's muscle memory for them to use their weapons. They're still kind of moving like zombies, right? Some of them aren't getting dropped because Sabine is shooting at them and stuff like that. But it's just interesting that they decided to still have them use weapons more so than like coming after them, because technically they aren't typical zombies that we know. I immediately was thinking like, well, hold on, if they're dead, then they shouldn't be, using their weapons. But again, this is Star Wars compared to say, The Walking Dead or Fear of the Walking Dead or whatever. No, they're remember, they were volunteers. Remember back, I'll go back. Where did you go? Remember back here, Ron said, where did it go? I lost it. How did I? Remember back here when they were standing before Elsbeth, Thrawn, and Enoch, right? Excuse me. And Thrawn basically asked Morgan, are these the volunteers? And Morgan said yes. So they're alive, when they're in the room here fighting against Ahsoka and Sabine and Ezra. They're alive here. So but something interesting that I'm going to talk about in a little bit that I didn't think of, that maybe we can question even, but during once they're down and then they get up and they're coming after Ezra, Sabine, and Ahsoka. Like I said, it was just interesting that they still had them. Like I said, more so muscle memory. They had them using their weapons to continue to shoot. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to treat it like The Walking Dead. It was just I've been so used to zombie movies since back in the 80s when I was a kid and I was watching zombie movies back then. Here's another soldier with green eyes. I was automatically just like, okay, since they're zombies now, they shouldn't be using they should just be using their hands and feet and stuff like that, maybe. But yeah, one of them grabs Ezra, and we have a spot in the moment. I don't know if I grabbed it or not. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I know Sabine shot one of them, and then she ended up taking out the other one that's holding Ezra, and she used the lightsaber to take him out. This was cool. I enjoyed this movie. I definitely liked this movie. So once they officially and finally get through a lot of that stuff, that's when we have a key conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about this in my video tomorrow, but this is where we have sad Elsbeth, where Thrawn says to her, "Look, we still have these pests here, basically. We need extra assistance, basically. We're gonna need your specific key services to," because she did walk up with Thrawn and say everything's ready to go, we're ready to get out of here, blah blah blah. But no, Madam Elsbeth, we're gonna need you to stay behind for the Empire. What Thrawn tells me. Excuse me. And such sadness, such letdown, such heartbreak. I really felt for Morgan's character. I really, really did. And she says the line, as Thrawn, Enoch, other people, the Night Sisters, and she says the line, "For Dathomir." I love that response of hers, that she said it in that way. Just because, now that she's basically, to me, even I personally feel like she possibly knew that this was the end of her. So she's gonna go out with a bang, That's why she said for Dathomir instead of for the Empire. She's basically saying like, okay, since you're letting me go from the Empire, because I was expecting to leave and fully join the Empire, because I just became a Night Sister. I just got, Mother Talzin's weapon. I've done all this work for the Empire. You know what? Screw it, for Dathomir, for my people. I'm gonna do this for my people. That's what I feel like Morgan's response was. And then we get the moment, which I was feeling like was gonna happen. Like I said, I do personally feel like they did not use Morgan's character the best way. She just was in the background most of the time, doing, making certain decisions, but even her own command was being taken over, even by Shin, just a few episodes prior. So that's what I'm saying, like, Morgan didn't have full control over everything that she was supposed to be in charge of. That's why I'm saying, like, they just didn't do Morgan's character justice, technically, until the finale, where I felt like she should have had at least a couple more times to fight, maybe another Beskar staff, you know what I mean? Because she used that so well in Mandalorian season 2, you know what I mean? So her fight with Ahsoka was good. I loved it a lot, but I still feel like she should have had more moments in the show like this, just being honest. And I always say that I love moments like this because they did this with Ahsoka and Baylan. There were a lot of moments where there were pauses, because they do this a lot, which is cool to me, where they just hit the mark sometimes in a great way. Um, I love how Ahsoka would swing with both blades and just miss Morgan's neck to take her out, take her down. But then we get what I'm getting ready to talk about, which I talked about, or at least with I gotta say I was impressed with Diana. Yep, range of acting knows she can do more than just exactly yes. Like her acting was great. Like her acting was really really great. Like I loved her. I loved her character a lot. I just wish that they would have done more with her. Um, besides just just saying lines, because she did a great job. She's such an incredible fighter. Shame she didn't. Yeah, yeah. I really wish they would have used her more. Um, then we get the Death Troopers here, and I love their looks. Right. Then we really found out that these troopers were dead, and Sabine and Ezra are trying to fight them off and take them out, take them down. Right. And even we found out too, because Ezra stabs one of them, and it just keeps going. You're just like, oh, these Death Troopers are dead. It's like, man. He's even shocked too. He looks up, he's like, oh my gosh, right? What the heck is this? So I enjoyed the fight as a fight. I didn't enjoy it as a sub boss rematch, other than the one saber getting destroyed. Yeah, I didn't like this. I didn't like the saber getting destroyed. I mean, yeah, well, we talked about that. We talked about that on the phone yesterday, right? We were both upset about that. Like, come on, son. Like I said, uh, I yelled out. I yelled. I was like, what the heck? I was upset when the blade got taken. The one blade got taken. I got upset. Uh, but yeah, then we get Sabine shooting at the mask, and part of the mask getting broken. Kind of, sort of, in a sense, kind of like Anakin's, right? And we see that it's dead. This person's dead. They're a Death Trooper, dead ski. Like Beetlejuice, like how Beetlejuice was saying in the movie Beetlejuice, said dead ski. Y'all know nothing about Beetlejuice, but I can't wait for part two. But Sabine notices that she gets scared because the Death Trooper took her mask off. Um, but something, like I said, something interesting that I wonder about, right, as we're still talking about this now. Both of them are getting hit. Ezra's getting kicked, knocked down, right? But one of the things that I want to talk about is this here. We see that the Death Trooper looks decayed. The body, basically, their body is decayed, seemingly dead for a while. One of the things that we wonder is, now we know that Savage was brought back to life in Rebels, right? And he didn't seem to look dead, per his face and stuff like that. But this Death Trooper looked like it's been dead for a while. Could the Night Sisters have applied the magic to the troopers that died, and they possibly decay in a similar way, but very, very rapidly within seconds? Or is this something that happens over time? Like I said, Savage was brought back to life. Maul, stuff like that. It's something that I was pondering when somebody brought it up. I was just like, huh, that is true. These Death Troopers, these two ones that fought Ezra and Sabine, they're dead. You know what I mean? Like, technically, the troopers that Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra fought that got brought back to life, they're technically now dead. does the magic have a specific effect on these troopers, or is it the fact that these troopers have just been dead this whole time for 10 years? I'm just putting it out there, wondering. I actually have the I have it. I'm gonna bring myself back on camera real quick because I have mine right here. In the book it says corpses have been dead for ages look decay, but it's quick. They look all right. Yeah, I have. I have my book right here. I'm ready to continue reading. I can't wait. Can't wait, guys. Can't wait. But let me come back off the camera. But I can't wait. That LA girl, let me know. We can definitely have discussions about the book off screen if you want. I don't mind because I know we message back and forth all the time. But where am I? But yeah, this moment here where Sabine uses the force. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. Where let me turn the music off real quick. I think I have it. I think. Don't quote me. Let me look it up real quick. I'm just gonna look it up. I might have it. Pause and music. Yes, I do. Now, me and my buddy Will, he's in the comments here. Me and him had this conversation. I told him as soon as I saw this, I was like, "Up here it comes. This is where she's gonna use the force." Um, let me see.